recordedness. So we're going to talk about Zoom etiquette today, just so that we are all clear on how we're going to go into classes and things like that from this point forward. We're also going to review the summit and rubric questions that I've had. Assessment reschedules that should be coming up soon. You will have daily work that will be on Classroom each day that will count for your attendance. And then we're going to talk about the ABCD pre-writing strategy and the PI paragraph format writing, which I'm hoping that most of you are familiar with. And then the timed writing checkpoints that you guys have coming up. So we will have that. You guys do not have this right here, but that's for my 9th grade. So, but the other stuff you do. All right. So we have, let's go back to, let's see, let's take a look at our summit questions. So, actually, let's talk about Zoom. So on Zoom, whenever we're on Zoom, like our class times and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to schedule class times where we can have like a regular class, discussions and things like that. However, if you are ever not able to meet, which is like the majority of your class today, since there's only 2 of you, you are required to watch the video. If by any chance you send me an email and say, hey, what did you talk about in class today? I'm going to say, well, you need to go watch the video. It's not me being rude, I promise. It's just me saying, hey, you need to go and do your classwork, because that is part of your responsibility as a virtual student. You need to go do your classwork. So you need to make sure that you are being responsible. If I post a video on Classroom that is like off of the class day or something like that, then I will send out an email or something and let you know I put a video out. Anything that I put out there, I do expect you to use. That is a resource I'm giving you, and that is there for you. The videos I make do take time. A lot of times I have to come in early to make them or stay late after school to make them. So they are there for you to use. So please use them. A lot of times they are there because I make them because I've had several students ask me the same question. And so I put them out there for a reason. And if I say to you, hey, did you watch the video? Like if you send me a question and I said, hey, did you watch the video? Please don't take it the wrong way. I'm not trying to be rude. I promise. What I'm doing is I'm trying to get you to learn to use your resources first and then come to me. I'm in a balancing act between the virtual world and the real world here at school. I have virtual days and I have in-person class days. And because of the kind of person and teacher that I am, I feel terrible when I can't answer your questions right away. And so when I see your emails pop up during my live classes and I can't answer them, I feel guilty. So I have these videos and things out there for you to use. So please use them. Please get those questions answered as quickly as you can for yourselves by watching these videos and taking advantage of them and using these resources. Because like I said, I cannot answer emails like I have been. I can't answer the text messages like I have been. Like I've been trying to answer them as quickly as I possibly can, and sometimes late at night, and I've got to stop doing that. I wanted to wait until after this video was done to make sure that we put those limitations on those, because I need you all to understand that those resources are there and you are expected to use them. So like I said, please don't take it as me pushing you away from coming to me with questions. I'm just trying to get you to use your resources that I have put out there for you. So let's see, what else is there? Okay, so let's review the rubric for Summit and what Summit has on there. Do either one of you have any major questions about Summit right now? Okay. So because the 2 people, so Myrna, you're fine? You're fine too? I'll go over that. Okay, I can, yeah. So for those of you on the video who are watching for the focus areas, Myrna was asking about focus areas. So we'll talk about, I was actually going to talk about focus areas next time, but since you're asking, I will have a section on Classroom for you to submit your notes for the focus areas that you can turn in. And once we have those turned in, I will set up a time each week that you can take those. You can request and take those. Okay. So once we get that set up, like I said, I'm still trying to do that weird balancing act between the two worlds of virtual and in-class learning. So it's just taken some time to kind of get my schedule situated, and I apologize for that. It's just a balancing act, and I'm just trying to figure all that out here on my own. So I appreciate the patience though, and I'm getting there, I promise. So I'm hoping I know more on Thursday and to kind of get things straightened out a little bit on that end. So, but anyway, so does that help answer your question a little bit? Okay, good. All right, so I know I've had a lot of people ask me questions about that, so we'll get there, I promise. I haven't forgotten about the focus areas. I know they're there. So I don't know if people want to get started on those. So let's see. Anyone, for those of you who are not here, anyone who has not turned in the ACT, or not the ACT, but the cookie rubric, the LDC cookie rubric, if you have not turned it in, then after today, you will have 2 checkpoints that you have to turn in before I will allow anyone else to move on. So if you don't have the 2 checkpoints, the cookie rubric and the next one that I'm opening up today, if you don't have them both turned in, then by Thursday, then I will not move you on to the next checkpoint. I don't want you to get bogged down and overwhelmed. So both of them need to be turned in by Thursday. One of them is going to be a timed writing assignment. So, which should, it's timed, so it should take you no longer than 30 minutes. And then you'll have your reflection that you'll do afterwards. So and then you'll be done with that one. But the LDC rubric that you have not completed, if you haven't finished that, it needs to be completed. So I don't know, I have, let's see, how many students do I have in this class in Summit? So right now in Summit, I have more than that, I know, but I have 21 students registered in Summit right now. So how many people have turned in their rubrics? 7. So there's quite a few that still haven't turned theirs in. So need to make sure we get the rest of those turned in and get those done. And like I said, between now and Thursday, they need to be done. Let's see, what else? Just want to make sure I don't forget anything for anyone that is not here. I do want, let me review this cookie rubric thing, because I've had a lot of questions because people are not looking at the videos. Again, guys, this is the last time I'm going to go over this, and I'm going to tell everyone to go look at the videos from now on. All right, girls, I know that, I think, have you both turned in your rubrics? I know Myrna has. Bree, have you?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bree, can I borrow your profile for a minute? I'm not picking on you or anything, I promise. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to share a screen with everyone so that you can see what it looks like from a student's point of view. So when you all get on Summit, it looks like this. You will go to your year view, which is over here where the purple, it grows. So you're over here, and then you move your mouse over here, it grows. Go to the year view. Everything that you're enrolled in is over here. It's on this screen right here. You also will tell you when you have a check-in with your mentor. It is important that you get your meetings with your mentor. That's extremely important that you do that. So, Bree, remind your sisters of that too. I forgot to remind them this morning. So So what you want to do is you want to click on your assignment. You'll click on so for English, you would click on the first unit we have. So all of these right here are units, okay? You'll click on the first unit we have, which is this one. Right now, the only one that you all have available to you is the LDC cookie rubric. All right, so you open that up and that is what you do, okay? Your rubric instructions are right here. The resources for you. That is where yours is. You'll open that up and it will tell you everything that you need to know that you need to do. Okay, and you will close that out. And then when you open this up, when you open this like this, you will come up with a blank document. You can create your document. You can create this in Google. You can create it here. I can't create anything because they will not let me do anything as Brianna. They will not let me do anything as Bree. I can't do anything as her because it will not let me be the student. So it only lets me view. See, even as a teacher, it only lets me view. It's not gonna let me go in there and do her work. But the idea here is that you will go in, you can paste a link, you can paste, you can copy, you can paste, you can do anything you want here in this particular piece, okay? When you get your rubric here the way that you want it, you're gonna come over here and it says request feedback. When you hit that button, right there, it's gonna send me a little notification. And if I stop viewing, it's gonna come over here and see how it says like over here, it says I have five that want feedback. That means I have 5 that have turned it in that still need me to grade it. Okay. So it tells me when people have submitted their stuff in, have submitted their rubrics. Okay. So, and then once you turn it in, it'll actually green light you or red light you on your thing. So you'll see whether or not it green lights you. Myrna, can I show them yours? Since you have a green light?
Yeah.
Huh? Did you say yes? Okay. Yes. I like how she got the yes on her chat. What? I can't even spell your name. What am I doing? I put like your first name and last name together. So if I go here, so see, Myrna has, she already has hers in green because she has passed her rubric already. So hers is green lighted, okay? But if I didn't pass it, it would be red. And if it's red, I will not open up anything for you, okay? If it's green, I will open up stuff for you. If it's red, I won't, okay? Does that make sense to you? The ones I have on here, does it make sense? Okay. All right. Any questions on that? For those that are here with me, or my very small crowd? Okay, I'm very happy that I have my small crowd. I mean, it makes me feel really good that at least 2 of you are here. I'm a little disappointed, but with the rest of them, but you know, hey, hopefully we'll get the rest of them going. Okay.
There should be an extra credit for being here.
I should. That's what I should do. That extra credit for coming to class today.
I'm just kidding.
All right, so let's get moving. Let's keep moving on. Let's go to your daily, I think that's what we had next was, oh yes, assessments. If you did not, I can't remember who has, I don't know if either one of you still have assessments to take. If you haven't taken your assessment yet, that we had scheduled last week, we're gonna try to reschedule those. I will send those out as soon as I can. I don't know when those are gonna be. Again, that fine line balancing act between virtual and in-class sessions and things like that. So I will let you know. I will get those sent out as soon as I get those scheduled. And let's see, what else? Okay, so let's talk about, let's see, okay, vocabulary. So are both of you in our classroom, our Google Classroom? Yes? No? Maybe?
Yes.
Yes? I'm gonna grab something from another class real quick. Oh, no. Oh, I have the due date on that. Okay. Due date. Okay, in your classroom, let's see, let me go back to sharing. Was what for a grade? Oh, the assessments? They're for us to decide, like to see where you're at, grade level wise. So, bells, hang on. Okay, so those assessments that we took were there to determine, like, since we were out of school for 5 months, we kind of want to see where everybody was at, to see kind of what we still needed to work on, what we needed to teach, and where we needed to build upon based on where we left off back in, back in the day when we left off in school. Since we didn't actually, we couldn't teach you anything new back in March. So that's why we took those assessments. So it's why it's important for us to get those rescheduled so that we can make sure that we get those taken care of. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you again. And again, we're back in Google Classroom. So let's go back over there. Okay, when you open up to Google Classroom, you come to this screen here, yes? Okay, so the idea is for you to actually to get used to not coming to this page. I'm going to try really hard to not, to get you out of the habit of coming to this page, because I've got it, I'm going to try to set it up to where the assignments do not post here, and they post to this tab right here where it says classwork. Because I know everyone's in the habit of looking at this right here. Okay, but I want it to go here. It just keeps it cleaner where you guys can find things easier. All right, you guys with me? So those are the assessments, so that's just my screen. But you should see something that looks like this on your screen, is that right? Like you should see kind of like two folders, one that says August 31st, September 4th, and then this one here that says August 24th to August 28th. Yeah? Mirna, how about you? Okay, yeah. Is it Javier? Is that how I say that? Am I saying it right?
Yeah, Javier.
Okay, good deal. Okay, so we're good. All right. So the goal is that every time we have work for the week, I will put it in these folders here. You should be able to see it in the topic section over here. And I'm hoping this will keep things a little bit more organized for everybody. Okay. So this is where I will put your daily work. Again, this daily work is your attendance for the day. Yes, Virtual Academy requires us to have attendance. We have to have that for the state to prove that you are going to school. Okay, so we have to put that in there and show them that you are coming to school. All right, so these have to, if I don't have these, I mark you gone for the day, basically. Now, the other thing is that I know you look at this and like, oh man, this is vocabulary, this is dumb. Well, okay, I get it. You think it's dumb, but it's not, okay? You will need to do this. Okay, you're going to be graded on it at the end of the semester. It's going to be a big grade at the end of the semester. And if you don't do it, you will not pass that grade at the end of the semester, okay? So it's kind of a big deal. Also, anything that we are doing in class, are all the things that they are doing here at the school, the students that are actually in here in the building, okay? So anyone that's in an English class here in the building is doing the exact same things that you are doing online. The reason for that is because, let's say, at Christmas time, you decide you want to come back to the building, or they come up with a vaccine and you guys decide you want to come back to school, which is great. Then you are not behind, okay? You have all the same things that they have done. You have all the information. Everything is here. You know, you're right on track with what they've got going on. There's nothing that's a surprise, okay? Does that make sense? All right, yeah, we good? Okay. All right, so unit with the vocabulary work, I hope it's pretty self-explanatory. You have your worksheets here. It's all it is your vocabulary words along with your Greek and Latin roots. You guys have been doing this for a couple of years now. I think you guys, let's see, I think the group that was a freshman group when I came here is now seniors, So you guys have been doing this for a while now. So we've been doing this since I got here. So you guys are familiar with Greek and Latin roots. And so you do that and you study that and then you fill out this, okay? You do the form. Once the form is done, sorry. Once the form is done, then you will submit that and that will be part of your attendance today. And then you also complete your grammar and syntax instructions as well. Okay, so that'll be your other piece. Okay, make sense? Okay, this working with like 3 people is really quiet. Okay, anyway, okay, so let's talk about our daily syntax. So I do want to run through this with you a little bit so that you kind of get familiar with how we're going to do this. This is our daily grammar work. And what that means is we're going to talk about grammar. And I know that sounds a little elementary to my 11th graders, but it's important because you're going to look at things a little bit differently in the end. And I think if you guys just bear with me a little bit and you say, okay, I know that, we learned all this stuff. We learned about nouns and verbs and adjectives and adverbs when we were in 2nd grade. And why are we doing this now? We're in 11th grade and we're in high school and we're, 15, 16 years old. And why am I doing this all over again? Well, because there are certain things that I guarantee that you've looked at and you've been like, had certain things in your head one way and you're like, okay, that's just the way it is. But I'm going to tell you right now that you might look at something a little bit differently and it's going to change your way of thinking in regards to certain words. And that may not make a whole lot of sense right now, but I want to go through this and then maybe it'll make a little bit more sense. So you guys can unmute your mics for a minute because I do want you guys to kind of talk back a little bit. So what are some parts of speech that you guys can think of? What are parts of speech? Bree, are you asking your sisters?
No. She's like, are y'all going to ask me your sisters? No, I'm going to say catch polite. Say that.
So what about nouns? Nouns and verbs,
Person, place, or thing.
right?
Adjective.
Adjectives, what's an adjective?
Doesn't it describe something?
Yes, an adjective describes what? A noun or a verb?
The subject? Noun.
A noun, yes.
Oh my god.
What's a verb? Javier, what's a verb?
The action.
Don't quite remember.
You don't remember what a verb is?
I I know how to use it, but to explain it's a little bit hard.
Okay, so if I said that Javier was gonna jump over the, I don't know, jump over the desk, what would be the verb in that sentence?
Jump.
Okay, so why would jump be the verb?
Is it referring to action?
Yes, very good, very good. It's referring to the action of the sentence, referring to the action. So it's the action of the noun, of the subject. So yes, very good. So, and then an adverb would do what? What would an adverb do? If an adjective describes a noun, then what does an adverb do?
Describe the verb.
Describes the verb. Yep. So, but here's the thing. A lot of times in the way that our minds work, we have certain words that we have placed in certain categories and we have just left them there and that's where they're at. So we have said this word belongs as a noun, this word belongs as a verb, and so on and so on. And that's just the way it is. So, however, I want to change your thinking a little bit. So parts of speech involves the job that the word is doing, its function or its role. It's not about the word, okay? It's not about the word. The only way to know a word part of speech is to see it as it relates to other words and phrases or clause in a sentence. Okay, so if I was to say, what part of speech is the word oil? What do you think oil is? What is the word oil? What part of speech is the word oil? Anybody? Just guess. Just guess. Do you think asking a trick question? You guys are thinking awfully hard. What's the first thing that comes to mind? When you think of the word oil, what is it?
A noun.
A noun. A noun. Okay. Javier, do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I agree.
Agree? Okay. What about you, Myrna?
Okay, I agree too.
You agree? Okay. Yes, it's a noun. It's a noun. Your car needs oil, right? But what if I used it like this? I will oil that squeaky hinge before we leave. Do you see how it's used as a verb?
Yeah.
Do you see how the function has changed? How the job of that word has changed in that sentence to make it a verb, to make it an action?
How does the internet keep not connecting?
What about this one? The oil painting is worth over $1 million.
Oh, that's a scary dog.
Can you see how that the function of that has changed? And what does it describe?
Oh my god.
How is it an adjective?
Describing the painting.
It's what?
Describing the painting.
Describing the painting. Oil is the adjective describing the painting. Okay, so as you can see here, even though we have automatically, we have put oil into this category of a noun, it can be used in so many different ways, depending on where it's used in the sentence. Okay, so it's just we have to open up our minds a little bit to think about words in a different way. Okay. All right. So again, what about rock?
that's a noun too, right? I mean, it's a thing.
It's a thing, so it's a noun.
Gosh.
Okay, it's a noun. So yeah, you're right, it's a noun. I threw the rock into a lake. What else? Could it be anything else?
Adjective.
An adjective and a verb? Yeah, it can be all of those. It can, it depends on how you use it and where it's at. Okay? All right, so you're gonna do this in your grammar study for today on your classroom. Okay, so see how we've looked at these words and we have created different things with these words. So you're gonna do the same thing kind of in your, and it's called a living noun builder. And so I have put this information on Classroom for you, and you're gonna complete this, and this is what you're gonna do on Classroom, okay? So it's gonna be very similar to what we just did. Okay? So this PowerPoint, this picture is on Classroom for you. Okay? Any questions on that? Okay. All right. I'm going to assume it is a no. All right. So we're going to get out of there. Everyone doing okay? Everyone still doing okay?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Let's see. Where are we at? Okay. So we have done that. We have done. All right. So let's talk about our ABC plus D. So have you guys done ABC plus D before when we're talking about writing prompts? I know we're covering a lot today, but I just want to make sure we get everything taken care of. Was that a yes?
Yeah.
Last
But-
year.
So was that yes or no? Do you guys, are
Yes.
you are familiar with A, B, plus C plus D?
Yeah.
Okay. And Myrna, did you say yes you were?
Yes.
Okay. Bree, are you? You're so sweet. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So that's time to watch me do my question. Okay. Did you want one? No. Oh, okay. Bree dropped, I guess. She'll be back, I'm sure. Okay, guys. So we're going to go over this for the people who are going to watch this on the recording. So let's turn on my doc cam. We're just going to review, and this will be a review for you, the ones that are familiar with it. So let's go here. Where is my screen? Oh, okay. All right, can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we do ABC plus D, what we are doing, we are looking at our prompt in a different way. So we are making sure that we understand what we are being asked when we are looking at a prompt we are being given. This directly relates to your next checkpoint in which you will be doing today or tomorrow, whichever you choose. So when you attack the prompt, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go through and you will circle the keywords, which are usually your nouns, which we just talked about, in in the prompt. Okay, so you're going to go through and you're going to figure out what the keywords that the prompt is asking you to do. Okay, then you're going to square the task words. So those are usually your nouns. I'm sorry, your verbs. Okay, and that's going to take you no more than 1 or 2 minutes. You shouldn't spend too long doing this particular piece of it because you're always going to be timed. So you don't want to take a long time to do this. And this is really good, especially when it comes to if you are preparing for the ACT writing part of your, if you're doing the ACT and you're taking the writing section of the ACT and you're timed, this is very good to learn how to use because it will benefit you in the long run. And then you're going to brainstorm ideas, and you can do this any way you want to. Okay, I'm not picky. You can do a mind map, which you can do things like this. You can do an outline. However, whatever, a chart, whatever works for you. Okay. So I'm a list kind of person. I like have something up here, and then I, draw arrows to certain things to connect things. So it's just however you want to do it, whatever makes sense to you. Then of course you're going to construct the thesis. That's your C. Okay. Your thesis are your keywords plus your task words. So that's your A plus your A, which is up here. Okay. So that's your plus your keywords and your task words equal your thesis. All right. And then you're going to add the point you're trying to make. Again, this should take no more than 1 or 2 minutes. All right. And then you're going to start writing. Any questions on this so far?
That's gonna be a checkpoint on Summit.
I'm getting ready to, yeah, it says this right here is just a strategy that I'm giving you to use. So it's not necessarily a checkpoint. It's just a strategy that I'm giving you to use that you can use to do your writing that you're getting ready to do. So
Okay.
you're getting ready to do a timed writing in Summit, and this is a strategy that you can use to write your prompt, to write your essay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Once you're done writing, you can go back and you can do D to delete your errors. Okay, and so you'll just go back to from the beginning and delete any errors that you see. And that should take you no longer than about 5 minutes. Okay. Any other questions on this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Are you guys familiar with PI, the PI paragraph? If you guys are juniors, I think you are. But are you guys familiar with the PI paragraph?
A little bit.
A little bit. Javier?
I used the hamburger paragraph.
Okay, so we're actually transitioning over to the PI paragraph. And so I'm going to show you the difference here. Okay, here's the transition. Let's see. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. I don't know how to zoom out on this thing. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Can you see that whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you are more familiar with hamburger paragraphs, this is the transition that we are making as a district and as an English department. We are moving from hamburger paragraphs to PI paragraphs, okay? Which they are the same idea, but when you hear people say PI paragraphs, this is what we're talking about, okay? In relationship to your hamburger paragraph, okay? So Javier, if this will help you kind of see the difference between the two, okay? So sentence 1 in a hamburger paragraph is your topic sentence. What did the author do? Okay. Or what did the author say? The point. Okay. So again, this is here is what are you proving or what did the author prove? Okay. So the topic sentence in a pie paragraph is basically the point you're trying to make. Okay. So when you're thinking of pie, think of what is my point? What is my purpose? Okay, so think and think of P. Okay. You with me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope you guys are. This is kind of hard to do without anyone's feedback. Okay. So when we do, so instead of concrete detail, you're looking at information and quote, which is the same thing, but it's the pie in the pie information in the pie format. It's just information or quote. So that's your supporting ideas and your supporting information. This is your evidence. Okay. This is where you prove your ideas. This is where you give your quotations. This is where you give your details. Okay. That's your I. Okay. Your explanation. This is your commentary. This is your own ideas and opinions. Okay. This is your own ideas. This is your own thoughts. You're explaining why this relates to this, how this proves this. So this right here explains how this proves this. Okay? And then you can give it, then you give another supporting fact, how this proves this. Okay? So this is detail sentence 1, detail sentence 2. Everybody still with me?
It's like providing evidence for each one.
What do you mean?
So like you're giving evidence how they like relate.
So this is your commentary. These are both your opinions.
Okay.
So your ideas. But they are based off of this and how they relate to this. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is where your proof is. This is your proof. Does that help? Does that help any at all?
Yeah, it helps.
Okay. All right. And then, of course, you're going to conclude your sentence in the end. Okay, and as much as you're going to hate me for this, I do not want you to use I. You are juniors. Do not use I. You can still state your opinions and your ideas without using I. Okay? When you are doing formal writing, you do not use I. Okay? So don't do that. Okay. All right. Any more questions? So think of pi and the reason this is called pi is because we have the P-I-E. Okay. And this is expanded pi. So any questions?
None.
You sure, Javier? Was this a good explanation for you from hamburger to pie?
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
Okay. All right. So now when I say pie, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Good deal. All right. Okay, so let's take a look back at Summit really quick, and I'll show you your, stop sharing my screen. Oh, my sharing screen closed. Okay. Let's see. Where is my phone? Did I close Summit too? Yes, close Summit down. Should not have closed Summit. Okay. Okay, so in Summit, when you all get your stuff opened, again, when I get ready to open it up for you, you will have a timed writing assignment that pops up. And I'm going to share this with you right now so you guys can see it. Mine's gonna look different than yours because I have a different view than you do. You guys have a lot more stuff on mine than you do. But you will see this. So these are your instructions. Everyone can see my screen? Everyone good? You can see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So you will see this. These are the instructions.
Yes.
We'll copy and paste this link right here. Okay, you see this link right here. You will copy and paste that link into your browser, and you should be able to do. It'll do a timed write for you. It'll stop at 33 minutes. And then once you are done with that timed write, you will click on this right here, and you will open that up, and you will do a self-reflection on your writing right here. And when you're done, you will hit the, not on mine, it doesn't have it here, but on yours, you'll have a request feedback button over here, and you'll hit request feedback. Okay. So, and that'll be your next checkpoint for today. Your cookie rubric and your timed writing assignment must be done by Thursday, or I will not open up any more checkpoints for you, because I do not want you to get so bogged down that you can't get things done. Again, we got a couple things coming up, so you need to get some things done before we get to our big unit. So make sure that you don't get too far behind. But Thursday is when I want everything caught up. So, and let's see. What else do we have today? Let's take a look at, let's take a look at your writing prompt for today so that you can kind of get a head start on it. Let's look at the thing. Hi. You guys are doing so good bearing with me on all this stuff. All this technology is, I mean, I'm used to it, but not as much as I've been using it lately. You usually don't use this much during a class period. I like to get up and move around and actually talk to students. Myrna's had me in class before. I like to get up and move around. Okay. Let's see. Okay, can you guys see my screen again? Can you see the,
Yeah.
Can you see the doc, can you see the doc cam?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go through this and do the ABC plus D that we just talked about. So this is going to be your prompt that you'll see today. So adversity has the effect of eliciting talents which in prosperous circumstances would have lain dormant. Okay, that was written by Horace. Considering this quotation about adversity from the Roman poet Horace, then write an essay that defends, challenges, or qualifies Horace's assertion about the that adversity or hardship, danger, misfortune, etc. plays in developing a person's character. Support your argument with appropriate evidence from your reading, observation, or experience. All right, so what's the A? What can we do to circle? Let's circle keywords. What are the keywords that we have to think about? What are we writing about? What are we really writing about?
Adversity?
Okay. So that would that be a noun that you see?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be a noun. So what else? That's the lunch bell. Javier, what do you think?
What I think about what? The
What do you-
adversity?
No. We're looking for keywords. What are we writing about? We're doing our A, B, C, D stuff. So what are we doing? We're attacking our prompt. So what are we doing? We're doing A. So what are keywords? What are we writing about? What are some of our keywords that we should see in here? There are keywords or nouns. So what are some of the nouns that you see in here that we're supposed to be writing about?
Hardship, danger, misfortune.
Okay, so we have those. Okay. What about a person's character? Would that be a noun?
Yeah.
Okay. What about verbs? What about, so if we go here, what about task words? What are the task words that we should look for? So what are they wanting us to do? What's the do?
Defends, challenges, or qualifies.
Okay. All right, so what else? Do we have to support our evidence? We have to support our argument?
Yeah.
Okay. And then this evidence would be another actual noun that we need to include. Okay. So these are some of the things that you would need to think about, or these are the main things that you guys could say or include in your essay. Okay. Instead of thinking about the prompt as a whole and looking at it as one big thing, you could say, okay, so what they're asking me to do is I need to write about challenges that in developing a person's character. Okay, so what are some challenges when it comes to developing a person's character? So you could brainstorm that, or you can talk about because it even says or. If you look at the words here, it says or, and then there's an or over here. So you need to make sure that you're clear on that too. Okay, but when you do this though, I don't want you to spend like a whole bunch of time attacking the prompt. I want you to spend 1 or 2 minutes on there and just say, hey, these are the verbs, these are the words I need to focus on, and this is what my essay is going to be about. Because there are other verbs in here and there are other nouns in here that you could use to focus your essay on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Really? or no? And if you have questions, I do want you to ask.
Yeah, kind of getting the idea of it.
Okay. So how would you decide? So you would either decide, you would decide whether you wanted to defend his argument, challenge his argument, or agree with his argument. Okay. So you're going to decide, that would be one thing you would decide. And then you would figure out how you're going to support the argument with evidence. Like, what evidence could you use? And that would have, because you don't have time to research it, what you would do is you would use things from your own experiences. You would use information from your own background. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm assuming that silence means that you're good with everything. Okay. All right, so before I open this up to you guys, are you good with this and how it works? You guys think you got it?
Yeah.
Or did I just confuse you guys even more?
No, I think we're good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it was good.
You're just so quiet and I can't see you, so I don't know. Usually I can read students' faces and I can't see faces, so. All right, you guys, well, our class time is
Well, for me, it was good.
okay, huh?
I said that for me, it was good.
Okay, all right, I'll trust you. I'll trust you. All right, so I think you would tell me though, because you're pretty good about telling me whether or not you don't mind telling me if I mess something up or anything. So, so yeah, if you guys need anything else, please let me know, and don't hesitate to send me an email or text me or whatever you need. And I'll be happy to answer any questions. If you need to review this, I'll put it on Classroom. It should be on Classroom by this afternoon. Sometimes it takes a little while for it to get it uploaded and stuff like that. So, but if there's anything I can do, just let me know. Okay, and I will set out another time for another Zoom.
Okay, thank you.
Set up. All right, thank you guys. Have a good day.
You too, Ms. Cox. Bye.
Bye.